Lineage is one of the world's largest controlled environment third-party logistics companies. They service the food industry, connecting manufacturers, retailers, wholesalers, export operations right across Canada and the world. This represents another successful large-scale project that Coldbox has delivered in Western Canada. It's a unique project as far as the special projects category goes. This is an addition onto an existing building and enabling Lineage to perform blast freezing services on a much grander scale.
We did get involved in advancing site plan design, development permits, building permits. All that was advanced right up to the acquisition from Versacoal to Lineage. We're right in Calgary, Alberta. This meant that we had to use unique equipment in order to build out the foundations, strongly consider frost levels throughout, which was measured and tested throughout the whole process. Come down to March 2025, that's when there was the announcements from Mr. Trump about the tariffs that were going to be coming into place. Now, we had just ordered the quick freeze system, which is coming from the US into Canada. So we utilized consultants so we can maximize the savings and even some deferral programs that were researched in order to minimize the costs for Lineage. In the foothills area in Calgary, there's a significant amount of layer of radon gas. So this is where we had to introduce a unique radon system to remove the gases from it, but still making sure that it's not impacting the frost prevention system that we had incorporated, which was a glycol system reusing the heat from the refrigeration system. Even though it's an expansion to an existing facility, it was treated like a small Greenfield facility. So we had to introduce utilities. We had close to 1,000 tons of refrigeration, 1,900 horsepower system, and we did have a penthouse over the blast freeze. So this is where, in order to work with the quick freeze system, the airflow above it was something that was unique in incorporating very detailed ductwork system over it to not impact and making sure that we hit the 48-hour criteria in order to get the product down to temperature. In order to maximize the building, we did have to increase the building height to about 61 feet. There's no sprinkler system with NFPA that would be able to meet that, especially with the density of racking that we had, without in-rack sprinklers. And that's where working through those tolerances with the super flat floor and the VNA and quick freeze system, we were able to allow enough space with the 61-foot height in order to mitigate any damage and work through in an operating facility.
Some of our largest challenges on site were the constant communication and work with a client for not interrupting their flow of traffic for their existing facility.
So when it came to the racking design, we had to maximize the number of pallets within that footprint. We had to go as high as 8 to 9 pallets high, depending on the pallet height. And we also had to factor in new Canadian standards that were just implemented during this time. Annex N increased the seismic load by about 50% within that area. All of a sudden, partway through the design, partway through the project, this was also demanded by the municipality. We had to incorporate additional bracing, increase the gauge thickness of some of these components. We still were able to introduce that and still meet about 7,600 pallets within that space and roughly 1,500 pallets of those within the quick freeze system. Lineage is contributing to the economic growth for that area and for Canada as a whole. It was also important for them to bring in local trades, support local teams. For Lineage, we understood from day one that sustainability was critical to their business as part of their values, and we were aligned on that.
It's not just looking at the systems and how the product's stored, but it is also about the energy use, which is directly related to the refrigeration systems that would differ between the two types of blast freezing technology. So we're very happy to be involved in deducing that, evaluating that, and helping the customer come to the right decision for their business.